cut investments to minority and rural North Carolina communities and keep those species funded, because you know that doing that is backwards and headed in the wrong direction. If we want to go forward, say if we want to go forward. If we want to go forward. You can't keep hurting mental health patients and mental health workers. If we want to go forward, you can't keep denying workers' rights and trying to repeal health care reform. According to the Budget and Tax Centers and one of our partners together in North Carolina, we need a 21st century budget, a budget that invests in education, invests in people, invests in those living on the margin. We need an economic system that's not blind to conscience, that's not unmoved by compassion, a system that is concerned about everybody. Because we know when we help those who are weak and sick and poor, when we help those who live and have been hit hard in communities that have lost their job, when we help them up, we help the whole state up. We help the whole nation up. Then finally today, we gather here to say to every politician, Democrat and Republican, we demand equal protection under the law. The truth is, we see some outrageous stuff happening. Come here, Kane, and help me. I was talking to one of my friends, the Sacrificial poets, and Bob Hall of Democracy, North Carolina, the other night about the outrageous things going. And we decided to drop it like this. And so Kane helped me a little bit. And we said the lenders auctioned off their foundation and left many without home, folded blank checks into palms of CEOs, and cleared out the banks of the people.
Politicians turned the Supreme Court gavel into their drum and beat out a song of injustice, took democracy from the mountaintop and sold it to whoever has the highest mountain of campaign money. They use our Latino brothers and sisters to grow our nation's prosperity, but harvest immigrant dreams before they are allowed to ripen. Their closed fists shaking the seeds of education and opportunity, and Latino children's faces sound like rattlesnakes ready to strike. But this is not Arizona, this is not Arizona. The fangs of racism and xenophobia will not continue to pierce our humanity. Let's go.
New voting regulations have curled into padlocks on every ballot box, but we must mold our tongues into keys to reopen our freedom, to choose who speaks in our time. We know what has to be done. They claim history is a broken record and try to repeat their song of segregation, but we refuse to hum their tunes. They are trying to move backwards in time, turn the hourglass upside down and democracy with it. But we remember that democracy belongs on its feet. So on February 12th, 2011, we have taken to the street because we will not go back. As I close, we have to turn this around. Trying to suppress the vote with an voter ID bill is backwards and headed in the wrong direction. Attempting to undermine the Voting Rights Act is headed in the wrong direction. Trying to change the 14th Amendment is headed in the wrong direction. Preventing racial justice in our criminal justice system is in the wrong direction. And so we come here today because we want the politics of tomorrow and not the politics of yesterday. Going backwards poisons the soul of our state and nation. And we are here to inject the new spirit of hope and justice in North Carolina politics and the politics of this nation. We will not go away. In fact, the truth is, sometimes when what pushes you down makes you stand up. Sometimes when wrong tries to take you backward, it makes you work harder to go forward. When situations knock you on your knees, you go down and pray and learn how to get back up again. There are those who think when they win a couple of elections, they have a mandate to engage in the politics of disrespect, but we don't ever have a mandate to regress. We don't ever have a mandate to violate our Constitution. No political election is a mandate to undermine opportunities for the children. And even if it was, there's a higher law and a higher court that says let justice roll down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. There's a higher court and a higher politic that says when I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was sick, did you come to see about me? When I was thirsty, did you give me drink? So we're here today called on once again to the job of pushing this state and nation forward. Yes, Michelle Laws, the forces and powers wanting to take us back are formidable, but we are determined. We come from a faith tradition. A tradition which says, like Abraham Lincoln, we can be lifted by the angels of our better self. A tradition that says, like Harriet Tubman, no matter how dark it gets, keep your eyes on the North Star of freedom. A tradition inspired by Franklin Delano Roosevelt to believe that the money changers can be pulled out of the temple of democracy and a new deal can be put in place. A tradition that says, like Fannie Lou Hamer, there comes a time when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. A tradition which says, like Ella Baker, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. A tradition that produced Martin Luther King, who dared to have a prophetic dream in the midst of a nightmare. Tradition